Caesar King is our newest unit coming to Zenless Zone Zero for the 1.2 patch. She is actually extremely good, and in this video today, we're going to answer a simple question. Should you pull Caesar? What about as a free-to-play player? We will take a look at her value through her simple but powerful kit, her vast team synergies, and more. Sit back, grab yourself some blueberry yogurt, and let's do this. As a reminder, all of the content in this video is from the creator beta server. As such, some of the values and things disclosed may change, although probably slightly for the full release of Caesar. With that being said, let's check out what makes her so stinking cool. Caesar King is our upcoming S-rank physical defense unit heralding from the Sons of Calydon. Her kit will primarily focus on two concepts. First, take note of this meter right here by her character model. This is the Radiant Aegis Shield. As we will see from her core passive in just a moment, this provides the entire team with a shared, massive shield when Caesar uses some of her moves. Caesar's basic attack Rampaging Slash is a simple 6-slash move dealing physical damage. But there's an extra caveat here. If you hold the basic attack button, you will activate Dead End. Note that this will cost 1 assist point. This will still deal physical damage, but toss the shield in a large area surrounding Caesar and vacuuming the enemies in. Caesar's most important aspect is the special attacks. Firstly, no matter if you use the version with energy or not, you'll get a general buff called Stance Switch. Anytime Caesar triggers a perfect block, retaliation, which we'll talk about in a second, or defensive assist, her impact is increased by 9% for 3 seconds, which is a nice neat little buff. The version without energy is called Shockwave Shield Bash. While this looks like a lot of info, it breaks down as such. She will strike forward, dealing physical damage. If you perfect parry, meaning you hit the special attack button as the enemy is hitting you, you will trigger a perfect block. This will negate the damage and automatically follow up with special attack Roaring Thrust. Anti-interrupt is increased and the character is invulnerable when using the skill after perfect block or retaliation. But to know exactly what retaliation is, let's take a look at the second half of this big old text box. Basically, all this describes what happens when you don't perfect block. Caesar will hold the guard stance, reducing 40% of damage. When an enemy hits Caesar, she will be slightly knocked back. In this moment, you can use the special attack button to trigger retaliation. Similarly, this retaliation will also go into follow-up attacks based on if you have energy or not. Both of these will lead directly into the special attack follow-ups. Now for the special attack with energy, parry counter. Don't worry about all the text here, as it basically functions the same as the previous version. The damage will ultimately be higher, as well as the days numbers. The main difference here though is that the EX special will go into corresponding follow-up attack, Overpowered Shield Bash. Moving on to dodges, Caesars are pretty simple. The main thing to note with dash attack Hog Rush is this can also trigger that follow-up attack with special or EX special follow-up. This is done with the initial skill activation. You will take less damage, which will block the enemy attack and allow you to use that Roaring Thrust or Overpowered Shield Bash. Eye for an Eye is the dodge counter and will simply do physical damage with full invulnerability. When your decibel rating is at 3000, aka max, you know what time it is. Press Q! And Biker Waifu will activate Savage Smash, tossing her shield with a powerful spinning attack and a strong downward strike dealing massive physical damage. An extra addition is 45% increased days dealt to enemies if they have a shield. The last thing in Caesar's kit, and quite possibly a source of major value for her, is the crazy good core passives. Barrier of Resilience is that Radiant Aegis meter we alluded to earlier. Here's where Caesar turns into a top tier character in my opinion. Additional ability Battle Spirit. The effect will activate when a Sons of Calydon character or any character with a defensive assist is on the team. We will really break down the importance of this in the top secret information in the team synergy section. After all, I know you all deserve this info since you subscribed to the channel by now, right? I know what you're thinking now though. Mogul, just tell me if I should pull for her already. Well, now that we have her abilities and her kit out of the way, let's answer this. The first thing we can see is that she has value in her W engine, Tusks of Fury. We won't talk about her best build in this video, and we'll save that for her full guide when she releases, so make sure you're subscribed for that and the future Bernice one as well. Tusks of Fury states that the shield value provided by the equipper increases by 30%, and when any squad member triggers interrupt or perfect dodge, all squad member damage increases by 18% and 12% daze for 20 seconds. Caesar's own value will come from a few things. First is the aspect of being very tanky and providing strong shields. The enemies are getting stronger each patch, as indicated by the 1.1 drop, so these shields will be more and more important as time progresses. Let's go into detail about this insane versatility through her team synergies, especially looking at that core passive that indicates defensive assist. But here's what this really means, the secret info that a lot of people might miss. Remember the difference between defensive assist and evasive assist. They're both activated when the enemy attacks you and you hit the spacebar or whatever your parry button is to switch to the new character. The 4 characters with evasive assist are Grace Howard, Zhu Yuan, Alexandrina, and Billy Kid. Caesar's best partner when she releases will be Lucy. For a quick reminder of the fellow Sons of Calydon member, she will boost the stats of her fellow teammates in a couple of ways, mainly through a massive attack boost, energy regaining, and her quick assist functionality. Anyway, a good majority of the teams you will see in this section feature Lucy placed before your primary damage unit. My favorite team to use Caesar in will surprise you. It was actually the Ether team, and I know it's kinda weird. Caesar, Nicole, and Zhu Yuan in that order. This was the highest damage I could find and cleared Shiyu defense the fastest, although it was basically the same as the next couple of teams depending on type advantage, practically a tie. But here's where it gets good. Caesar just works in so many teams, it's kinda ridiculous. Some of you might be wondering about Piper. Yep, that works. And it was actually my second favorite team, the full Sons of Calydon special. Caesar, Lucy, and Piper in that order. She will also unlock monotype teams. In this sense, it helps to think of her as a very good support and stun unit, assuming you don't have Qingyi. Caesar, Sokaku, and Ellen for ice was very fun and very strong. Caesar, Lucy, and Soldier for fire, you get the picture. With the right team synergies and those core passives met, Caesar King just works well in most teams. If you watched my early access Qingyi video, you saw how I believed her to be the most versatile unit in the game. That was definitely true at the time, but now there's a new king on the block, and Caesar takes that crown with style. But Mogul, what about from a free-to-play standpoint? Let's make it clear firsthand that Caesar will be amazing for a long time to come, and Hoyoverse has been really good about keeping units rather safe from that scary power creep. We already talked about how universal she and her W engine are, but this also translates well to anyone saving those hard-earned polychromes. In this regard, Caesar, like most units, is very future-proof. Because of her vast versatility, any units coming out will have a strong chance of just simply meshing in team synergy with Caesar King. If you're like me, you are eagerly awaiting the appearance of Bernice, who is obviously another Sons of Calydon member. In all likelihood, she will innately have really good synergy with our biker waifu. But we also need to be fair here, so I will state 2 important concepts. And probably the more important one is that previous unit we mentioned, Qingyi. Since Qingyi is the best stunner in the game and equally universal in most attack-oriented teams, if you have her already, your need for Caesar will diminish. You might want to consider going all out on Bernice instead coming up, and we'll definitely cover her in great detail in just a few short weeks. But if you're like me and your wallet continues to deplete because of these amazing characters, then you should absolutely join me in pulling Caesar King. And I swear, if I lose another stinking 50-50... Oh, excuse me. So the answer is finally known. Should you pull Caesar King? My answer to you all is a simple, resounding yes. She not only features an extremely fun playstyle with those satisfying strong parries and animations, but in terms of her character, she is very well designed. I mean, I always feel strongly obligated to pull for waifu characters in general, so. Anyway, she has some of the best team building in the game, her synergy is through the roof, and she's insanely future-proof. In turn, this is going to be an exceptional pick for free-to-play players, and everyone should consider adding Caesar to their ever-growing roster. So there you have it for this guide regarding if you should pull Caesar King. This 1.2 patch is looking incredible, and I cannot wait to fully play Caesar when she releases. As a reminder, all of the content in this video is from the creator beta server. As such, some of the values and things we discussed today might change, although slightly, for her full release. Thank you so much to Hoyoverse for early access, and as usual, if you have any questions or comments regarding this video, let me know in the comments below. I really look forward to discussing these characters and Zenless as a whole with all of you. Make sure to like the video if it helped in any way, and subscribe to the channel with notifications on. That way, there's no possible chance that you could miss the full Caesar King guide when she releases. In the meantime, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, all it takes is one pull. See you in 1.2, and bye for now.